Hi students, welcome to session 11 of Habitat of the Living. In today's session, we will continue the same topic, that is adaptations. But in today's session, we will study about other major habitat, that is adaptations for deserts. In the previous session, we studied about adaptations for forests, various types of forests. And in today's session we will study about adaptations for deserts. So before jumping into the introductory slide for adaptations for deserts, first of all, let us revise about this major habitat. Yes, students, deserts are areas that receive very little rainfall. For example, the Sahara Desert, Kalahari Desert and Thar. There are some deserts on our planet. There are other deserts too, but these are the common ones. In hot deserts, the daytime temperature in summer can reach up to 45 degrees Celsius, and deserts are considered to be the areas that receive very little rainfall. Means how much rainfall? Yes, annual rainfall is less than 25 centimeter, and that is considered to be the area that receives very less or very little rainfall. So those students, though deserts are mostly considered to be hot, some are very cold too. So this is one such misconception in many students, that deserts are always hot. No, some are very cold, like the Gobi Desert in China. So this is one such exception. Students, there are organisms also, organisms such as cactus, camel, rattlesnake, kangaroo rat and Gila monster. These type of animals and plants are found in deserts. So now let us start with today's interesting session of adaptations for deserts. So we will study about animals and plants which are found in deserts. So let us start. Yes. Students, in an animal's body, a number of complex biological processes are carried out, and these processes can take place within a narrow range of temperature. Means if the range of this temperature is exceeded, which is actually the temperature of survival for many animals, then the organism will die or an animal will die. So desert animals have adapted themselves to live in their habitat. So the problem with the desert regions is that temperatures reach extreme limits. Adding to the problem of extreme temperature is the scarcity of water in the desert. Means we can say that water is the major constituent of living bodies. And to survive such harsh conditions, desert animals have developed certain features that have enabled them to survive in the desert. Like camel. The camel has several adaptations to survive in the desert, and this is a beautiful picture of camel. So let us see that what type of adaptations do camel has adapted, or what type of adaptations do camel have that it can survive in desert. Yes, first adaptation of camel is its long eyelashes. Camel's long eyelashes and ears hair protect the eyes and ears from sand. Even the fat stored in its hump acts as a food reserve. Here you can see, this is camel's hump, and these are camel's eyelashes, long eyelashes. So they protect, camel's long eyelashes and ears hair protect the eyes and ears from sand, and fat is stored in its hump, which acts as a food reserve. Means a camel does not get food all the time, or they do not keep on eating all the day long, but they can eat the food and they can drink the water and they can make a reserve in their hump, which is stored in the form of fat. So basically this food reserve is very much useful to them, which keeps them survive, or which keeps them alive through all the day long. Other adaptations of camel is that its long legs keep it further from hot sand, and the broad feet help in walking on sand without sinking in it. So this is one such beautiful adaptation. Also it has other adaptations, like it can drink a huge quantity of water at a time and can stay without water for a long time. Even its body loses very little water in the form of urine, and it can keep its nostrils closed to keep out sand, because when the wind blows, this sand also blows with them. So camel's nostrils are closed to keep out this sand. It also doesn't drink water, and it gets all the water it needs from its food, that is mostly from the seeds, and the oxygen that it breathes in combines with the food to produce water inside the body. So this is one such amazing adaptation of camel, that the oxygen that it breathes in, it combines with the food to produce water inside the body. So this adaptation is not seen in many animals or any other type of animal, but this is seen in camel. So how interesting it is. So basically, adaptations that the desert animals have undergone many changes for attaining such purposes, like to avoid heat, to dissipate heat, to absorb water, and to preserve water. So most of the desert animals avoid being out in the sun during the hottest part of the day. Like many desert mammals, reptiles and amphibians live in burrows to escape the intense desert heat. Even the rodents, they also plug the entrance of their burrows to keep the hot and dry desert winds out. And most of the animals of the desert either come out during the early morning or in the evening. Like some of them are like snakes, foxes, and most rodents, they are nocturnal. Means they sleep during the daytime in their burrows and hunt only during the night when the temperatures are low. And there are certain other animals like the round-tailed ground squirrel, which restores to estivation. Estivation means the reduced activity of animals during summer months. So certain animals like round-tailed ground squirrel restore to estivation when they slow down their metabolism to conserve water and energy when the days become very hot. So these are the adaptations of desert animals. Now we talked about camel. Let us see which other animals are there which adapt themselves to survive in deserts. Yes, many desert animals and insects stay in deep underground burrows during the day to survive in hot conditions. For example, the kangaroo rat. Now here you can see the beautiful picture of kangaroo rat. And here are some of the other animals which survive in desert. This is a beautiful picture of Gila monster. This is a beautiful picture of black vulture. This is beautiful picture of turkey. And this is jackrabbit. So these are some of the animals which live in deserts. Like these animals also, due to constant exposure to high temperatures, these animals need to maintain their body temperatures at an optimum level so that the various processes that are important for their survival can be carried out. And for this reason, some of them have developed long body parts that provide greater body surface to dissipate heat. For example, jackrabbit, they have large ears. Right, here you can see I have circled. For example, jackrabbits, they have large ears that are supplied with a large number of blood vessels from which excess of heat can be easily lost. So this is a beautiful adaptation of jackrabbit. And it is a known fact that the light colors are better absorbers of heat than dark colors. This has been proved by seeing jackrabbit which lives in desert. So you will notice, if you observe, that most desert animals are pale in color because this prevents their bodies from absorbing more heat from the sun. However, there are other animals, black colored animals like turkeys and black vultures. They are dark in color and hence they absorb considerable amount of heat during the day. So to prevent their bodies from getting overheated, they have evolved the process of, some kind of process which dissipates the heat from their body. And in this process, they urinate on their legs. You will be very amazed to know about this. Now there are some animals like jackrabbits, turkeys and black vultures. Now like examples like turkeys and black vultures, they urinate on their legs. That have numerous blood vessels. And as the urine evaporates, it absorbs the heat from the blood. In the blood vessels of the legs of such animals. So this is an amazing adaptation of such birds, or we can say animals or birds like turkeys and black vultures, and there are other animals too, desert animals too, which carry out same type of process, that they urinate on their legs and have numerous blood vessels, and as the urine evaporates, it absorbs the heat from the blood in the blood vessels of their legs. This, their legs. So these are some adaptations of such animals that survive in desert. There are other adaptations too of such animals like Gila monster. Animals like Gila monster is known to store water in the fatty tissues in their tails. Can you see their tails? It looks so thick and fatty. Right, so it is known to store water in the fatty tissues in their tails and other parts of the body. Also the hump of the camel, which we discussed, has fatty tissue, just like Gila monster. So when this fatty tissue is metabolized, it produces both energy as well as water. So desert animals like reptiles, they have minimized loss of water by excreting waste. And this adaptation ensures very little wastage of water from the body of desert animals. So most of these scavengers like vulture and turkey and predators have evolved ways of extracting water from the food that they eat. And even the kangaroo rats, they are known to be able to manufacture water by some metabolic process from the digestion of the dry seeds. So many rodents of the desert have extra tubules in their kidneys that help them to extract most of the water from their urine and return it to the bloodstream. And they also filter the moisture out of their exhaled breath through specialized organs in their nasal cavities. So these are all the beautiful and amazing adaptations of the desert animals. Now let us discuss about plants. Yes, we know that we discussed about animals, and these are just a few examples of amazing adaptations that the desert animals have evolved to survive the extreme conditions of the desert. And without these adaptations of the animals, the deserts would have been absolutely lifeless, with no living creature or thing around. So there are animals and plants too. Like plants have some characteristics or features because of which they are able to survive in deserts. So let us have a look at. Yes, plants need to conserve moisture and energy in the dry desert. Like many plants, they slow down growth for half of the year to conserve moisture, and many others also lose their leaves when temperatures become too intense. So basically, plants also adapt to survive in the hot and dry climate of the deserts. Like when the short rain season comes, plants burst into different colored sprouting leaves and flowers. And most plants have long roots that go deep into the soil in search of water. So let us see that what type of plants or which plants are found in deserts. Yes. First example is that of a cactus. A cactus has the following adaptations. So the first adaptation of cactus is that their leaves are modified as spines to minimize water loss. Now we see a different variety of plants, and we see that plants do have leaves because of which they are able to manufacture food by their own. But here cactus has also leaves, but we cannot see its leaves because they are modified as spines to minimize water loss. So we can say that cactus has spines to prevent loss of water. So basically, remember this, that plants lose water by transpiration. I hope you remember this term. And the water evaporates mainly through stomata in the leaves. In the leaves. Now why I have written about it, that plants lose water by transpiration and the water evaporates mainly through stomata in the leaves. Now just try to recall what we studied about cactus, that cactus leaves are modified they are modified as spines. Now cactus leaves are modified as spines means they do not have leaves. So what will happen, that there will be no stomata and there will be no evaporation of water. That means cactus will not lose water because they are modified as spines. So now we can say that cactus has spines to prevent loss of water because there is no stomata only. So how will transpiration take place in cactus. And so this is the beautiful adaptation of cactus which helps it to survive in deserts. And other adaptations of cactus are that its stem is green in color, which is helpful to make food for the plant. Even its stem is swollen and fleshy to store water. Here you can see the beautiful picture of cactus again. It is green in color and it is swollen and fleshy to store water. Even it has thick waxy coating that prevents water loss and helps it to retain water. So these are some of beautiful adaptations of cactus which helps it to survive in desert. There are other plants too which are found in deserts, like this is the beautiful picture of orange pipe cacti, and this is the beautiful picture of large cacti. There is one more cactus called as saguaro cactus. So many large cacti like the barrel and organ pipe cacti, they store large amounts of water in their thick stems. Can you see here? These are thick stems. This is also very thick stem. So many large cacti, they store large amounts of water in their thick stems and pulpy interior. And another large cacti that has adapted perfectly to the desert environment is the saguaro cactus. It looks like this only. There is not much difference between these species of cactus. So the saguaro cactus grows on the northern and southern slopes of Sonoran Desert. Which desert? Sonoran Desert. And here it grows in gravel and rocky soils, usually between the heights of 2,000 and 3,000 feet. And water conservation is very important for all these plants in the desert. And many plants achieve this by losing their leaves, or they get modified. Their leaves get modified in one fashion or another. So besides cactus, these different types of cactus, there are other plants too which survive in desert or which are found in deserts. Like this is a beautiful picture of acacia tree. And these are the beautiful pictures of ocotillo plant. This is also ocotillo plant. Now here, ocotillo. Now this picture is taken during daytime and this during night time. So you can see some of the difference, right? But they are both the same. They are ocotillo plants. Now here, acacia tree and the ocotillo, which is a shrub, they both shed their leaves during long bouts of dryness, like shedding, because shedding leaves not only prevents the loss of moisture by evaporation but also slows the growth of the plant. So slowing growth helps the plants to use less water, food and energy during hot seasons, and this is one such beautiful adaptation of these plants. So we can say that a large number of desert plants begin as seeds, and seeds can survive without water for indefinite periods of time, because seeds only begin to sprout when the rain washes away anti-sprouting chemicals on their shells, and after the rains the seeds will sprout when the temperatures become more moderate. So after these plants sprout, they may not live very long, because many desert plants sprout, mature, flower, and then they die in a very short period of time. So these are the adaptations of desert plants. We discussed only some of the examples, and we will discuss about more examples in higher classes. Right, so that was all about the adaptations for deserts, and I hope you liked today's session and learnt many things about adaptations for deserts. So I would like to share one fact about camel with you, that a camel when thirsty can drink up to 120 liters of water in just 10 minutes. Wow, that is so amazing. Even humans have used camels for their milk, meat, wool, and even dung, which can be used as a fuel. So this is one beautiful fact about camel, that it can drink up to 120 liters of water in just 10 minutes. Alright, so that was all about the animals and plants which are found in deserts. In the next session, we will learn about adaptations for other major habitats. Till then, enjoy and have a nice time. Thank you.